What it, what it, what it, what it, what it, what it do? It's your boy ELOOO, and we back in the building. We here for a short time, not a long time today. Basically, just an update on the last episode that we did, man. We came on here and we spoke on some things, and a lot of stuff done been put in the wind since then. So now we just got to digest it all, what we've been talking about. And the day episode gonna be called Texas, Right Your Wrongs. Last time we was on, I spoke on two different situations out of Texas, and I told y'all that, it's going to be some appeals going on both ends of those cases. I told y'all that whole college football situation with Brandon Sorsby, it had took a turn that shouldn't have been taken. And let's just say this here. The Texas courts found a way to right they wrong on one situation. So for that, we're gonna do something new today. Salute to them. Because what's happened is Brandon Sorsby is now entering the NFL supplemental draft. I know some of y'all don't know what the NFL supplemental draft is. Y'all don't know what the supplemental draft is. I'll tell you what that is. The supplemental draft is basically this here. In July, they do almost a what I call it, a bingo style draft order, in which is a blind bidding system in which teams will put up like a second round, third round draft pick, and if they actually and bid on a player, the players that's involved in this. Mind you, now we've had some top tier talent come from the supplemental draft over the years. Hey, 87, Chris Carter came in. Bernie Kosar, 85. 2012, Josh Gordon. Jalen Thompson, the safety, went to the Arizona Cardinals in 2019. So we've had some great players come out of the supplemental draft. The question is Brandon Sorsby a player that these teams is going to waste one of their draft picks for next season? Because that's what happened in this bingo style lottery pool. You put up your second round, your third round pick, your fourth round pick, and if you use it in July, you won't have it at the end of the season in the normal draft in April. So pick wisely. And this goes back to what I was saying. If Brandon Sorsby was such a great quarterback and was so ready to go, he would have went to the NFL this year. But the situation was, them draft scouts had them put that report out there, gave them that grade already, and told them, you ain't what we looking for right now, man. We already got a quarterback crisis in here. You got two teams. You got multiple teams in the NFL right now with two quarterbacks that's been drafted in the first round. You got Atlanta over here that got Tua and Michael Penix over there battling for one spot. You got the Vikings situation going on. You got the Arizona Cardinals situation going on. The Vikings got J.J. McCarthy and Kyler Murray over there. 2 first-round picks. You got players that was picked in the April draft as a first-round pick. Some of them was in the top 5, top 10 picks, and they don't even have a set spot in the NFL right now. So which NFL team do you think is going to gamble on a guy with a gambling problem? Texas Tech was so eager to get him on the field, they signed this man up for rehab of gambling. Do you think he actually went into like an intake situation on the gambling, on the rehab? Nah. They did what was beneficial for them in Texas, just like Texas always do. The last episode I came on and I told y'all, Texas is one of those good old boy states. So when we talk about the courtrooms and we talk about legal presentations, you already know it's just like Florida. When you step in that courtroom, you better be on 10. You better know your laws inside and out. Because you can end up in a situation just like this here. The judges from the Brandon Sorsby case should have recused themselves from that case, knowing the fact that every last one of those people involved with the case actually graduated from the University of Texas Tech, the school that is in question of him playing for this year. That is a conflict of interest. Same thing I said on the last episode. We're going to skip ahead and switch to my next topic. Like I told you, we here for a short time, not a long time this morning. It's just following up. We're just following up to let my coffee sippers know. We sipping this coffee early in the morning, and we giving y'all real facts, real details. I'm not on here with these emotional theories. I'm not on here. I don't come on here after reading Facebook or Instagram posts, I read those lines, I get caught up in my emotions, mixed in with the emotions of my regular everyday life. Some people be frustrated as hell, take themselves on the internet, read a post about something that's in such the Carmelo Anthony situation. They read people's opinions, not headlines of what actually happened in detail in these cases, because remind you, the Carmelo Anthony case wasn't even televised. The Carmelo Anthony case wasn't of what you call it, high um it wasn't televised, bro. It wasn't to a point where the outside public could be a part of the case and watch. What the outside public has to do to gain information on this stuff is search and research court documents, court proceedings, the actual documents that was typed up from the court, so that you know what went on in the courtroom. I don't like to speak on cases until I've read the actual or seen what actually happened in courtrooms, because you deal with so many emotional people online. It's crazy, bro. I had this one guy, he wrote me back about what I said about George Zimmerman. He was like, yeah, everybody like to talk about the Trayvon case. And but I read court documents that Zimmerman was getting his rump pummeled. He was getting his rump beat up. He got beat to a bloody pulp, and that's why he shot him. Did you read the court documents? Let's just go back to the beginning of how he even ended up getting his rump whooped. He should have got his rump whooped to the max. When you called in a suspicious active person, and the dispatcher from 911 told you the police will handle this, you don't need to proceed to follow this kid. That right there, that's enough. You basically stalking me and I'm defending myself. But again, we're not here to argue about this and that. The court documents is the court documents, man. I ain't going back and forth about nothing. If you want to pull up them court documents and we talk about that, we can do that. But coming up under the post, all emotional and all that type of stuff there, that don't get you nothing but bad attention, bad emotions coming towards you. We got to stop being so emotional out here, man, on this internet. And again, did you read actual court documents, or did you read someone's opinion from their post on their personal page? We got to stop doing that. And the same thing that I said before on the episode, after even still reading the court documents and everything, the young fella Carmelo Anthony has grounds for appeal set forth. There was multiple discrepancies into the witnesses' accounts of what happened. There was multiple discrepancies into the events that all unfolded there that day. You had multiple kids that came in and said no one invited them under the tent, until the kid that actually came and said that he invited them under the tent came on the stand. If someone invited him there, he had a right to be there. The only thing that I say is a hindrance to him is him actually having a knife at a high school sanctioned event. I don't care where you live, where you from. High school right now, the FSHAA is putting on the event, and one of them kids got a weapon on them. That kid can be arrested at the event. That's just the law. So that's the only discrepancy in there. But the whole fact of who came in with the aggression, him being under the tent, all those questions have been answered. He wasn't just being a rogue kid at a track meet. He wasn't a bad kid at a track meet just showing up. No, he was hanging out with one of his friends. The rain started falling. He decided to stay under the tent. Big fella come over here and decided he gonna remove him from the tent. No conversation of he just went at the kid about who you is and why you here. Like that was his personal tent. If anything was supposed to have been done that day, if he didn't like that kid under that tent, he should have went and got his track coach to come and remove him. But with his violent nature and his violent past, which is documented, he felt as though he could remove this kid. The kid had his hand in his bag, and the kid said, if you come up on me, I'm going to poke you. No, he said, I got something for you. This documented. We live in Florida. Florida's a stand your ground law too. When I was younger, I learned about the castle law firsthand. The castle law saved me from going to jail as a youngster on some major charges. So therefore, I'm a person that understands the castle law and the stand your ground law to a different level, because I didn't just hear about these laws. I actually lived these laws, and it was executed in a form and shape and way to keep me free when I was younger. The castle law, which eventually escalated into the stand your ground law here in Florida. These guys, these people on the internet, you guys get on the internet and you guys get all of your feelings and get emotional and talk about this and talk about that, and you mixing in your personal life with what's going on in the world. And you need to know how to put a barrier in between those two and dissect what should be put into anger and what shouldn't. A lot of these guys online expect for everybody to be an emotional wreck online and be ready to argue about any and everything. For one, I don't even like typing, so I'm not going to be typing back and forth with nobody. If you ever want to have a real conversation face to face, if you ever want to have a real conversation, you can come to the barbershop. We can sit down and really have a real debate about it. What I won't do is go back and forth with nobody online because I don't even like typing. I don't even like typing. And when we having these real situations that's going on in the world, we need to have dialogues of what's going on and how it's going on. But you got to find a way to take your emotions out of it. Some of y'all dudes got more estrogen in your body than you got testosterone. So therefore, it's hard for you to stay out your feelings. It's hard for you not to try to get aggressive about everything that's going on. But most of y'all really not aggressive because you ain't got no violent background, no violence nowhere. You just on the internet with this aggression, typing with the keyboard warrior stuff. Me, I'm a lot different. I'm nice and calm here on this computer, but we like to show real aggression. So therefore, I don't like to do all this internet typing and all that type of stuff there. My schedules and everything that I do when I do it is put out on the internet because I'm an entrepreneur that has to have my records and stuff on the internet. You need to know where I'm gonna be Monday through Friday. So therefore, you can always catch up with me and find me or whatever you want to do, however you want to do it, whenever you want to do it, to have these conversations, man. We can sit down and talk about facts, not feelings. We got to get our, again, this is the same stuff we talk about on Sip This Coffee every time, not just with these situations. These ain't new conversations of me telling y'all to teach y'all kids the law, teach y'all kids how to operate themselves so that the law won't be executed against them. You can actually use the law for them. If we don't understand what's going on, when it's going on, and how it's going on, you're going to be forever on the butt end of all of these situations, just sitting on the internet, being emotional, crying and whining and everything. On the last episode, I spoke on the Black Panthers. I spoke about why they didn't walk around whining and crying. I can't believe another officer just did that. I can't believe this man just came over here and killed this young boy. It was action being done. But some of y'all action is typing on the keyboard warriors. When we talking about this situation with this young man, Carmelo, shouldn't nobody be all, y'all getting y'all feeling so much. We should be trying to seek the truth and the proof. But some of y'all not even seeking that. Y'all just putting out these rage bait style headlines, rage bait style posts. You into arguing. You're seeking the wrong attention. And once again, when that stuff start to come to you in an abundance, we don't want to hear that crying and stuff, man. We don't want to hear that. So, like I was saying, like I've been saying, y'all make sure that you are reading the facts. Y'all reading the court documents. Y'all reading everything that's actual real to these situations. Because if not, you're out here just reacting and acting off of pure emotions. And as a man, you definitely can't do that. As a woman, we got to learn how to work through that. Brandon Sorsby judgment has already been overturned, just like I told y'all last week. And Carmelo's overturning will come in due process. Understand that an appeal doesn't take 2 days to get filed or 2 months to get filed. It's a full process to anything in the judicial system. So, especially in these good old boy states that I keep speaking on, Georgia, Bama, Mississippi, Florida, Texas, all of those spots there, man, you're going to run into Arkansas. It's backwood country there. There's backwood theories there. So, you got to understand this stuff and understand how to operate through this stuff, man. Get out your feelings, get to a bag, and don't worry about none of this other stuff that everybody on this internet talking about. Because the internet is full of, let's go back to it. When we was in school, you had gifted classes, kids in gifted classes. You had kids in ESC classes. You had kids that was in classes that was teaching them how to even speak English. They don't even know how to speak English from all different cultures. You had multiple statuses of learning broken down. Everybody don't learn on the same page, the same wingspan. Everybody don't know the same information. So if we know that, when we on this internet operating, and you see somebody acting that, somebody getting emotional, getting aggressive, talking this gangster stuff, understand that motherfucker might be one of the ones on the short bus. Understand this person probably never had any emotional connection with them. So therefore, they don't know how to connect to a positive side of themselves. All they know is, yeah. Most people don't listen to learn. Most people listen to respond. Most of the people online don't read headlines or posts to learn. They read it to respond. These mother lovers think they lawyers. And ain't read nan court document, don't know nan court law, don't know no statutes, don't know when these laws came into effect, nothing. But they online and they arguing off of emotions and a lack of knowledge. These people online arguing about everything under the sun, and half of the time they haven't read the real details behind the situations. Well, to my coffee sippers, I want y'all to know, if you see your boy ELOOO on this screen talking to you, understand that I'm not just talking out of my head and out of what I got inside of me. I'm speaking on what is in my head and what's inside of me from the info I've obtained on the situation. And I promise that I don't put my personal feelings into anything. What I do is do my job. No, I didn't go to school for journalism, but I've been around and I've watched this for many years. And this is why I started podcasting almost 10 years ago. Mother lovers don't understand this. I've been doing this over 10 years now, podcasting. Me and Jose was doing this before COVID. COVID was 6 years ago. We ain't just started this. We ain't new to this. I'm not doing this to be famous. I'm not doing this to be on the screen. I'm doing this to enlighten my coffee sippers every single day. I got people that watch me that got sons out here. I got people that watch me that got daughters out here. I got families that watch me that come and tell me every time that I do these type of posts that thank you. I got young men watching me that's trying to learn to grow from ground zero to 100. So I take it serious. So when y'all don't see me, I'm working on myself personally to make sure that I can come on here and give y'all what y'all need. This ain't no game, man. We really trying to teach these young men how to be grown men and handle themselves properly, and don't be walking around here in your feelings. You must learn how to attach to your feelings, acknowledge your feelings, embrace your feelings, but don't exude your feelings. That is a form of estrogen emotion that you shouldn't be possessing as a man with testosterone. Simple as that, man. Brandon Sorsby entered the NFL supplemental draft that will take place in July, and I'm happy for it. You know why? Because that lead the Miami Hurricanes to be the top team in the nation. We got a couple people to run through. And we'll see everybody in the playoffs, ACC championship playoffs, and the national championship. Last year, I came on here and I said the same stuff to y'all. You see that finger? I said the same stuff to y'all, and y'all thought I was crazy as I don't know what. Last year, I got the receipts. I done reposted them and everything already in the shorts. I got the receipts. Last year, I came on here, and no, 2 years ago, I came on here and I say, Mario is a freaking genius. Only thing y'all wanted to continue to throw up is the whole taking the knee situation. All right, since the media done took Mario Cristobal and the Miami Hurricanes from being the villains in the media, I want you to go back and watch that supposedly fumble when they say that we should have took the knee. And I want you to understand that that young fella Chaney, been left Miami that year after the fumble. Chaney did not fumble. Elbow was on the ground. Referees made a call that was costly. We ain't whine about it. What we did, Mario got to the drawing board and kept going and ended up in the national championship a year later. I came on here and I told y'all Mario Cristobal is a freaking genius. What he doing at the U will go down in history. I said this 3 years ago, man. Now look at us. Number 2 recruiting class in the nation right now. Top 10 recruiting class from 26 last year. The man has been in the top 15 recruiting classes since he stepped on the campus at Miami. And they said he couldn't coach. He can't manage games. He don't know what he's doing. Well, Tell that to the people who put the board together, that drew all them shirts and hats together for the national championship this year. Huh? And they had Miami Hurricanes all over it. Yeah, man. Yeah. Like I told y'all, this morning was a light special. It wasn't going to be my 30-minute, 40-minute special. But before we go on, let me do what we do. Y'all can find the hair products at www.kingdomhaircare.etsy.com. That's where we at. You can come to the barbershop, Legit Cuts Barbershop. Monday through Saturday, we in the building. I only ain't there on Wednesdays and Sundays, man. You feel me? Y'all swing through, get your hair cut. You swing through, pick up your hair products. You can hit the website, get the hair products. Shucks, man, what it is, man. Y'all make sure y'all like and subscribing, showing love, repost the shorts that you see. A lot of people see the clips on social media and think they done seen the whole episode. No, baby, we've been rolling. 20-something minutes. They probably clipped it up into a 45, 50-second clip, and you thought that you seen the whole thing. No, stop taking stuff out of context. Catch the clip and go see the whole thing and see what was said behind that clip. Because if you only gonna take a portion of what I said and don't listen to the whole overcome of what I said, what you doing? You nitpicking into what you want to hear. That's that selective hearing That's that selective hearing You hear me? Peep the whole context out, man. And stay out your feelings on this internet, man. Half the stuff on this internet, no, 90% of the stuff you see on the internet ain't even real, especially now AI got this thing flipped upside down right now. Joker say, I seen a picture of you. What, you ain't seen the young man walking around with the AI stuff, showing pictures of people in the store, kissing somebody else, and that person been with their woman the whole time they was in the store? AI real, bro. Gemini, ChatGPT, all that good stuff. It works. So if you got your rump on this internet scrolling all day, all emotional, writing comments to everybody that you see or say something that you don't agree with, you got a bitter life, brother. You living a bitter life. And you need to work on that. That shit ain't healthy. Now, what we say every day when we come on this show with y'all, put a smile on your face so you can put a smile on somebody else's face and we can make the world a better place. I'm going to add something to that. Complaining like a little bitch equals up to you being a little bitch. Period. Man, y'all go out there and do something positive. Y'all go out there and help these youngsters. If you're a woman, go help them young ladies. You can help young men too. But if you're a man, you need to be in them boys' chest, man. Giving them the real deal. Teaching them the real laws and everything. Not somebody theories in they freaking mind that don't even add up to nothing real. And then, okay, one more before I leave. Jits. When you looking at a man and before you listen to him, look at him and see, is there anything within his life that you even would want to attach to? Do he even produce any type of peace that you would want to live with? Or is this dude an emotional estrogen bond wreck? Those are the conversations we need to have with our youth in this community. And then we ain't got to worry about talking about this stuff right here because they're going to be pursuing the proper things in life that they should be pursuing. Now, just like we always say, one finger, two finger, peace.